Good morning. This is Anna from North East Animal Rights. We are coming from you today from sunny South Shields. We're normally in Newcastle. Obviously we have local restrictions in place, so we're not able to do anything today. But we thought rather than just not do anything, obviously you can always talk and advocate for the animals, so this is what I'm doing. I've had loads of help from the members of the group and providing information and everything, so what we're going to do now is our event today was going to be veganism, not just about food. So first of all, I'll start with the definition of veganism. Okay, so just bear with me. So veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing or any other purpose. That's the definition the Vegan Society uses, and it's also the one created by Donald Watson, who was the founder of the Vegan Society, and he's very well known to vegans. Okay, so I'll just put that out. Excuse me 1 second, I'm just going to turn the screen around so you can see this. Okay, so what we did was we divided the ways in which humans exploit animals into 11 categories. I am going to put these on the page later on with some links as well about individual bits of information for you to help, for you to research yourself and to look for. Obviously, a lot of people who follow our page are already vegan, but you might find that people who aren't vegan are also wanting to just get that extra little bit of help to transition. Okay, so we're the people who can help you do that, but also there's a lot of other resources and groups and people who can help you. So the first thing is where we eat them. Okay, we eat them. So I'm going to turn it around so you can see what we would have had today. So how to help. Taught us about what veganism is. It's not just about the food, it's a whole lifestyle. Plant-based is a diet, veganism is a lifestyle. Vegetarian is not enough. Vegetarianism still kills cows and bulls and calves, the male chicks. So it's a bit like pescatarianism, pescatarian, they will eat fish, chickens, cows, they all have a right to live. So vegetarianism, etc. is not enough. Watch things like Dominion, Land of Hope and Glory, Game Changers. These are really, really good and recent films, particularly Dominion, Game Changers, very, very recent. And they are excellent ways of use of just getting the facts. It's a lot of it is about going behind the scenes in farms and things like that, giving you the health facts, loads of things. Sign up to Challenge 22 and Veganuary. Again, really, really good. Veganuary, although it was originally set up for January for people to do, after Christmas, to do like a month worth of veganism, but it does actually go all year round. So if you Google or on Facebook search for Challenge 22 or Veganuary, have a look at those. There's absolutely loads of support there available. Other things you can do is you can get active, you can sign petitions, you can join a group. Support vegan businesses. Vegan businesses are really, really struggling, so we need to support them. Some of them will be struggling because obviously the local restrictions, but you can still get takeaways from them. Hello everyone, I've just seen, I've got Jeff here watching, we've got Rachel, we've got Laura, we've got Bevan as well, so thank you very much for watching. Okay, the next way we exploit animals is vivisection. Okay, I'm just going to turn this around again. So vivisection, universities for unnecessary experiments. Newcastle University is one of the biggest exploiters of animals for experiments in the country. We also have UCL and Oxford and Cambridge, but having a local university which is a massive animal exploiter is a really, really shameful boast. They have 40,000 experiments on animals every single year, 20,000 animals get killed. Schools also have them for unnecessary experiments. The schools have really good IT resources now, so there's absolutely no need to do that. Warfare experiments, things like sort of looking at pigs who get shot at close range to see how medics can repair the skin on the battlefield. Medicines, unfortunately, at the moment, right across the country, it is the law that all medicines have to be tested on animals. Cosmetics used to be, but they don't now. Household products, there's lots of varieties of cosmetics and household products you can get. Astonish is a really good cheap one, vegan and cruelty free. So how you can help: choose cruelty free products, look for the Leaping Bunny, but also check that it's got the vegan as well, your vegan sign. Contact schools, universities and the Ministry of Defence and challenge them. If you don't think that's right, if you think it's vivisection, which is essentially means you're dissecting a live animal, contact them and tell them that you think it's completely wrong. Right, number 3, we keep them captive. Zoos, mobile zoos, petting farms, aquariums, hatching projects in schools, animals in schools as pets, dissection and vivisection labs as well. Don't visit zoos. Don't visit mobile zoo. Don't have mobile zoos coming to your school. Don't, when you're on holiday, don't go to sea life and visit. See the killer whales and the dolphins performing. These are big animals. These are very, very difficult to train. These do not, give up their right to be independent easily. So they have to be trained, and they are trained by food and by Crowley. Contact these places. Tell them why. Tell them why you don't want to go to them. Contact Compassionate Education, which is a really good programme about hatching projects in schools. Hatching projects in schools is really, really awful. You have these, they have this brilliant idea of, let's say how chickens will come out of eggs. You have the fluffy little chickens, but then you have, when the chickens are born, obviously the chickens are sexed, so male chickens have absolutely no use at all to anyone. Regardless of what these hatching programmes say that they will rehome all these chickens, they do. Where they go to is another matter. Contact Compassion Education, visit animal rescues and sanctuaries and support the work. And if you're a student in a school, tell your school you do not want to see animals in school, full stop. Whether it's for pets, whether it's for vivisection, whether it's for any reason at all, there's absolutely no need to have animals in schools or universities. Number 4, quite a controversial one at the moment. We hunt them for sport. Foxes, otters, I'll just turn this round again. Foxes, otters, grouse, pheasants, rabbits, hares, fish, you name it, we will hunt them if we can. Trophy and canned hunting, which is a particularly awful way of hunting animals. We'll have a lot of cowley people who don't want to have an equal fight with animals, so they will go to a canned hunt facility, which means that these animals are on a site where the humans are behind very, very safe fences, so they can shoot the animals at will. A bit like when you used to go to the fair and you shoot ducks, sort of like for little prizes. Exactly the same sort of thing. Awful. If you look at Peter Egan's page, he's doing a big campaign about trophy hunting as well. Foxes, we know obviously in the news that there's a lot of controversy about all these local lockdown restrictions and everything. It's perfectly legal for grouse shooting events to go ahead, for fox hunting to go ahead. Fox hunting is supposed to be illegal, but unfortunately there's lots and lots of loopholes, okay? And foxes are being killed out there. Just before I started this live stream this morning, we got a message from Northumberland Hunt Watch, who are up in Derwent Braes, following a hunt, who are supposedly trail hunting, but they're not. It's a cub hunting season. The cub hunting is awful because they're trying to get the new terriers, the new hounds, to get familiar with killing. So they start with the small animals first, the baby cubs. So it is going on, okay? So ways you can help: if you find out any information about illegal hunting, pass it on to your local wildlife crime officer. You can ring 101 and ask to be put through, or your local hunt watch or hunt monitors, which I would say is probably better because they're more likely to deal with it. Sign petitions and ask your MP to support any anti-hunting. Start a petition of your own. Do your own research into fishing. Pick up a leaflet from us. Look at things like Peter, look at Viva. They have some really, really good resources, Animal Aid as well, about fishing. Fishing is not a kind, gentle pastime. Fishing kills animals who want to live and who don't deserve it. Boycott Boxing Day hunts and launch events. It's not tradition. Bear baiting used to be, dog fighting, bear baiting used to be a tradition. These traditions which people absolutely abhor now. And Boxing Day hunts are exactly the same thing. Idiots on horses in red jackets who think it's okay to tootle around the countryside, but actually what they're doing is they're chasing and killing animals for fun. Okay. Right, next one. We exploit them for sport and entertainment. Horses, greyhound racing, rodeos, bullfighting, pigeon racing, dog fighting, photo opportunities. I'll just put this on so you can see a little bit better. Excuse me. So, horse racing. Don't support horse racing. Don't bet on the Grand National. Even if it's a swoop in your workplace, you're still supporting animals getting killed, look at things like Death Watch. Just Google Death Watch on the internet. There's a big website there which actually tells you how many animals, how many horses are getting killed. Greyhounds, look at Caged, CAGED. That's a massive organisation. Well, it's a massive campaign supported by, run by really kind and caring people who are massively against greyhound racing. Don't place bets on animals. Tell your tour operator if you're going abroad, travel agent, that you don't support rodeos or bullfighting, camel rides, donkey rides. These are all exploiting animals. Don't keep pigeons captive for racing. Okay. Right, number 6, we wear the skin. So this is another way we exploit them. People think that leather is a byproduct of the dairy and beef industry. It isn't. Animals are actually specifically bred for particular types. Like whether it's settees, sofas, clothing, furnishings at the home. It isn't a byproduct. Do the fur test on pom-poms. People think that they say, like a lovely fluffy hat with a pom-pom on the end of it, that it's not fur because it's so cheap. The hat's only $5, but actually, the fur trade is very, very cheap. Like there's a lot of stuff coming from China and Asia. I'm just trying to make sure that you can see this, so the sun is right. Okay, so the fur test on pom-poms and trims. If you have a hat and you want to check that it's if it's real fur or if it's fake fur, if you will singe a couple of strands at the end of the pom-pom and it smells like hair, it's because it's real fur. Also, if you pull down at it, if you sort of like take it apart, the very end of it, you can see it's actually attached to skin. It's not attached to like a weave, like bits of thread where it's been woven. Don't wear wool or silk. Silk, insects are boiled alive. Okay, people place a very low value on insect lives, but they're all part of the environment and biodiversity. We need them. We don't need to be breeding them to kill them. Wool is not a byproduct again. Sometimes, there's some horrendous practices. I've got some really good leaflets from Viva and Animal Aid, which talk about the wool industry as well. Boycott shops which sell fur. Although fur farming is illegal in this country and has been for a couple of years now, the import of fur is not illegal. So you will find shops which sell fur. There's places like End and Newcastle and Flannels. They sell this awful brand called Canada Goose. Canada Goose have live plucked geese for the down, which is used to insulate the jackets, and obviously they have these disgusting fur trims. The fur trims are actually removable, so if you want to buy this awful brand, you can take the fur trim off, but it doesn't make any difference. It comes with it, so that animal has died a horrendous death for your fur trim. Okay, so tell End and places like Flannels that you won't support the shops at all. You won't go and buy anything at all because they are selling fur. Number 7, just so you're aware of how many there are, there's 11. So it's not like 20, 30 different ways. You're not going to be on here forever. We breed them unnecessarily. We produce breeds who have specific aesthetics which are damaging to the animals. If you look at some of the pug breeds, if you look at, you can Google x-rays of their heads and see the tremendous damage we are doing to them, and how difficult it is for them to breathe. We always say adopt, don't shop. You shouldn't be buying animals. There's so many animals which are available in rescues. Healthy animals who just need a little bit of extra care, a little bit of TLC. They don't have behavioural problems, any more than you would have in breeding. Okay. If you have an animal and it hasn't been spayed and neutered, get it spayed and neutered. It's an absolute myth that animals need to have a first litter, to be healthy. They don't. All you're creating is unnecessary animals who need homes, who are taking homes from animals who are in rescues. They don't need to have a litter. If you see a pet shop who are selling animals, challenge them. Ask them why they are selling animals when there are animal rescues out there. Ask them to consider linking with a rescue instead. Volunteer at an animal rescue. A couple of us in North East Animal Rights, we volunteer at Pause for Thought. See the hard work they're doing. See the devastation to these animals which is happening all the time. Okay, okay, number 8, we damage their environment. You'll have seen there was a big programme called Extinction: The Facts on BBC One. last week, Monday I think it was on actually, which didn't concentrate so much on veganism, but it did actually talk an awful lot about how we damage the environment. We use weed killers, we have plastic waste and litter all over the place, fishing waste. We often come across, on our litter picks, we come across the fishing lines which cause devastation to seagulls, you know, and the seabirds. We pollute waterways, we damage the can't even say it, sorry, we damage biodiversity. Ways you can help. Very, very simple ways, you know. Don't use insect and bee killing weed sprays like Roundup. Unfortunately, they are still legal in this country, but lots of countries have banned them now. Contact the shops who sell them and tell them to stop selling them. Contact your council. Ask your council to stop selling them. They can do local bylaws so they can't be sold in local shops. When you're out and about having a big picnic or you're going for a walk and you're having food, put your litter in a bin or take it home. Very, very easy. You brought the food out with you, take the rubbish home, put it in a bin. Join a litter picking group. We do have a litter picking group within there, but it's obviously been curtailed because of the local restrictions. But we find some awful, you know, ridiculous things. You know, we've found fridges, we've found brooms, we've found grills, we've found, you know, absolutely all sorts of things. Excuse me. Which causes horrendous damage. Even things like broken bottles, you know, when people are taking the dogs for a walk, you know, the dogs are walking on the glass. So make sure you take your litter home. Go vegan. The seconds, I'll just turn this around. Again, go vegan. That's the simplest way, the easiest way to fix the environment. Animal agriculture is the biggest polluter of, you know, for the environment. You've got air travel, you've got ordinary travel are the next ones, but animal agriculture is the biggest polluter of the environment. Okay, number 9, nearly there now. So number 9, we sacrifice them in the name of religion. My mind, I'm religious, I'm a Protestant Christian. My mind is religion is about peace and love. Okay, that's what I try to practice. You know, veganism is about peace and love to everything. You know, it's not, I mean, yes, okay, it's about the animals, but it's about peace and love fundamentally. If you can't practice peace and love, it's pointless being vegan, because that's what you need to do. That's what it fundamentally is about. It's not about killing animals. So, you know, the hypocrisy of someone going to church, listening to sermons, or, you know, going to a mosque or temple and listening to a service or, you know, a sermon about practicing peace and love to everything, to looking after people, and then you're going home and you're eating a dead animal. It's utter hypocrisy. So if you want to help, you know, speak to your church, your spiritual leader, and tell them that that you feel uncomfortable listening to them doing this. You know, listen to them practicing peace and love, and then talking about, you know, then going home, you know, saying they're going to have a bacon sandwich for the breakfast, or they're going to go home and have a lovely little bit of lamb. These are animals who deserve our love and care, and they just deserve to have a life. They don't deserve to be killed in the name of religion. We have some really good resources from Christian Vegans UK, and they will all these, you know, we have people coming up to us saying that God put animals on the earth to eat, but he didn't. He didn't say that at all. You can use the Bible in any which way you see fit. 2,000 years ago it was written, you know, and there was people writing it for their own purpose. You know, I prefer to look at the New Testament stuff. The New Testament stuff is telling you about, you know, about love and peace and how to practice it. That's what we should be doing to everything. Okay. Right. Number 10. We cull them to protect other animals that we kill. We kill badgers to protect cows that we kill. We kill foxes to protect chickens or lambs that we kill. We kill seabirds to protect fish that we kill. The irony is not lost on me. It's just, why would you're killing one animal and killing the other animal anyway just to eat? I'm going to put this on here so you can see how you can help as well. So we've got a lot of local magpies in the background. They're just watching as well and agreeing with what I'm saying there. So so contact your local animal rights groups. Look up anti-cull groups in your area. At the moment, unfortunately, the badger cull is going on, and their main reason is to kill animals to protect cows. It's an absolute myth. It's an absolute fallacy that the badger cull saves cows. It doesn't. Look up the scientific facts. The facts are out there. It just suits the government at the moment to have this massive distraction of having a cull. Because of everything else going on. Contact the supermarkets who use supplies in the cull zones. Stop drinking dairy. Drinking dairy directly kills badgers. Contact your council if you hear about any culls being neutered. Seabirds, for example. You know, put your objections in, and but again, the simplest way is to stop drinking dairy. a lot of people think that, people say they have lactose intolerances. They don't have lactose intolerances, they're just not a baby cow, okay? The milk is for baby cows. We don't drink camel milk, we don't drink dog milk, we don't drink cat milk. That's why people have intolerances, okay? Finally, you'll be pleased to know, the last one is about seasonal or special events, exploiting animals in Christmas or parades or other events like weddings and things. We have, people will know that I'm heavily involved in the People's Parade, which is an alternative event to the Winter Wonderland Parade in South Tyneside. We have South Tyneside Council think it's absolutely fine to exploit camels from Warwickshire to travel up for their annual event. Hoping this year it won't go ahead because of the restrictions, but Reby Castle exactly the same, they exploit reindeer. So very, very simple way of helping these animals from being exploited. Don't attend the events. Very, very simple. Don't attend them. Winter Wonderland Parade, camels, Reby Castle, reindeer in a pen, which is not an exactly natural environment. You're literally just saying the animal, but not in a natural environment at all, which should be in the Arctic North. Weddings which have owls as ring bears, which is an absolute ridiculous idea, or dove releases. Dove releases are, when if somebody will do it as a mark of respect for, at a funeral maybe, or at a wedding, as a sign of love. There's no love to the doves. The doves get killed. The doves will die because they will get predated from bigger animals, hawks or other animals who don't want them to be around. The white doves in an environment which they can't be camouflaged is very, the animals find it difficult to survive. Contact the landowner. The council usually, or the shopping centre. If you know there's any events going to take place, contact the shopping centre and raise your objections. Contact the company who own the animals. I'm saying own is in inverted commas because people shouldn't be allowed to own animals. We look after them, we care for them, we're guardians of, but don't own them. But contact the company. Joseph's Amazing Camels is one which we contact regularly about the camels they use in the Wonderland Parade. We don't really listen to what you're saying, but the bottom line is it doesn't say that we've got to sit back and do nothing about it. Doing something is always better than doing nothing. Make a local animal rights group aware. If you hear of any events being advertised in the press, on social media, please make sure your local animal rights group are aware of it so they can help protest, raise petitions, raise support to get these events stopped. Okay, so that is everything. So thank you very much for being with me. There was an awful lot to get through. What I'm going to do now is I am going to put on our Facebook page within the next couple of hours. I'm going to put on the actual posters I've been talking to there, and I'm going to put some links on. Some of them are links where you can help, some of them are just sort of evidence or showing you how animals are affected. But you can do your own research. We use Viva, we use Animal Aid, we use Go Vegan World. They are the best animal organisations in our group's opinions, because they provide really, really good cold hard facts, but they also do it in a way which is very accessible as well. Okay, so thank you very much for staying with me, being with me there in sunny South Shields. It's not so sunny now, but it's still a lovely day. So remember, the best way you can save animals is to go vegan. The best way you can save the environment is to go vegan. It's very, very simple. If you want any help, contact us on the page. My name is Anna and I'm from North East Animal Rights, so I'm going to sign off now and say have a lovely day. Thank you very much.